It's showtime!
Woohoo! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yep. Well, welcome to our weekly episode. Today we are talking about hunger cues, and how do you know if you're really hungry? Yeah, that's a good question. For those of you who don't know, my name is Cheryl, and I've been on a fitness journey pretty much most of my life, but in the fitness industry for 20 plus years, and recently am going through my own transformation. It's continual, being healthy and getting healthy and all that. So yeah, and I'll let Sandy introduce herself.
Hi everyone. I'm happy you're here and thank you for spending your time with us because I know you could be doing lots of other things. So welcome. I guess I said I'm Sandy and I've been in the health and wellness industry for 10 plus years. And I now had my own health journey. And so I am where I want to be now. And I just love to share and help people. And it's fun having all these different topics. And, hopefully some of it will resonate with you. And yeah, so here we go.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on to your socks, people. Here we go. All right. So we have a little talking points. We're going to add it to our live here. So, do you really want to eat that? Hunger cues. I love this. So cute. I regret nothing.
Nothing. Looks like my cat.
Yeah. But usually they run away, right?
Yeah.
I'll steal something, run away. All right. So if you saw our post, it was a girl with a donut. So I thought I'd go with the theme. But I really want this donut. Do you?
Do you?
Do you? We'll find out. All right. So we're going to go through some common triggers and give you some examples. So I'll start with seeing something you want to eat on commercial, or you open up your refrigerator, or if you're at work like I was today, and I work in a high stress environment these days, and so the nice boss thought, you know what, I think I'm going to bring everybody some donuts.
Oh.
Yes. So I have to walk through the kitchen to the file room back. I'm just like, really? And it's like, okay, do I really? And the old me would have been like, oh yeah, I'll take a couple. But and it's just because it's there, and you know the taste, and or it might smell good, and yeah, like it would have been very easy. But then I'm like, I'm not even hungry. It's just there, right? And the same idea, like you see something you want a commercial, open the refrigerator, your friend has something, something shows up at work, and then it kind of goes with the second one, feeling stress. Well, like I said, we work in a high stress environment, and so it would have been super easy to have something that is not on my plan and I don't need, and moment on the lips, forever on the hips. That sort of thing.
So true.
Yeah. Yeah. Being offered food. So same idea. Habits. So let's say you have a morning coffee. You go to the coffee shop. You have a coffee and a donut, or a coffee and on the donut thing. I don't know why. Or coffee and a sandwich, or whatever it is, and it becomes a habit. So that's kind of what you do, and that can be a trigger as well. Are you really hungry? Someone's going to the coffee shop, Tim's or whatever, and oh yeah, I really want one of those caramel latte, whatever the heck they are, with all the whipped cream, like right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last one on here is feeling bored or tired. I kind of stayed out late and I was super hungry the next day, super hungry. And I'm like, oh, what the hell? Like, it's not like, and it's not like I didn't have enough to eat or anything like that. And it's just my body was so tired. It was kind of kickstarting like that hunger. Oh, I got to eat, I got to eat. And I think in reality, it was just maybe water.
Yes, yes.
So I don't know. Any of those triggers resonate with you, or have you?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And you know what? It's funny because your brain doesn't know whether you're actually craving water or food, right?
Right. Hmm.
It's pretty interesting how the human brain works. A lot of times it's because you are thirsty,
Yeah.
but I mean, who can't relate to almost all of these, um, right? Being offered food, relying in habits, and a lot of it's habits. Sitting in front of the TV,
Hmm.
just habits of just eating, and you're. So have you okay? Have you ever eaten? Oh, like this chocolate bar or whatever. You ate it so fast you forgot you even ate it,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh wow, you're just because it's just habits, right? Habit forming, and you're still hungry because your body is actually craving nutrition, right?
Hmm.
Not all the sugars and the carbs and stuff like that. So but opening the fridge, how long have you ever opened the fridge and stood there and stared forever? Okay, and you walk around, and it's just you're bored, or you're just right. Or commercials, cooking shows too. Oh boy,
Oh yes.
yeah. So and of course your stress level, but
Yeah.
I could definitely can relate to all of these, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. For sure. Um, so these are some signals that can help you identify whether or not you are actually really hungry. So first one is check the time. Has it been, how long has it been since the last time you ate? Like, um, I know that I've had like a huge meal, been stuffed, like like probably overate because I ate and then I always eat and then drink, which is probably the wrong thing to do. So now I'm trying to drink and then eat. I don't know why I got in that habit, but anyway, so yeah, so check that like there's been times when I've overate, drank, and I'm super full, and then here comes dessert or something else that, ooh, that'd be really good. I'm already full from the last meal. What the hell am I doing? Oh,
Yeah.
but I really want this. But do you really want it? Like, honestly, no, you don't. It's only been 15 minutes since your last meal. Like, check the time.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah, for sure. And then if you wait and wait and wait, and not eat anything, then what happens is now you're starving. So you
Hmm.
know what you find when you're starving, you'll just eat anything,
Yep.
right? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the drive-through because I want this and this and this, and you just keep eating, eating
Right.
because you know you've like some people say, oh, well, I didn't eat all day, and I only had one meal, but the one meal was like, you know, 4 hours long,
Yeah. Yeah.
or or whatever, right? Yeah, so it makes a difference, and then of course your metabolism in your body slows down in the evening too. So
Yeah.
yeah, these are all, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. 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 Listening to your body and how it feels and
Mhm,
just try to become aware of, like, are
mhm,
you really hungry?
mhm,
That's what
mhm.
we're talking about. Are you?
Yeah. And actually, really, a craving lasts something like 20 minutes,
Hmm.
really. So it's getting over that 20 minutes. So having water, because a lot of times you're dehydrated,
Yeah.
right? If you're not going to the bathroom a lot, you're
Yeah.
dehydrated,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah.
Oh, so look, ah, was that
They
you
ha-
today?
yeah, that was me today.
The one
So
in the middle for sure.
yeah. Yeah. So that's work related. It
Yeah.
wasn't because I'm hungry,
Yes.
but we all have that person in our life, and I know one of them is my son. That if he gets cranky, I'm like, "Did you eat?
Oh, yes. Right.
Right? Did you eat?" And most of the time, we're like, "No." Then you're like, "Okay, maybe you need to eat." So then that person would be truly hungry, right? So if you're getting grouchy, or you're snapping at people, and you haven't eaten in 4 or 5 hours, maybe like from your last meal, or you know, it's been a while, chances are it's time to eat.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have that you consider your. Sometimes you may confuse hunger with emotional cravings. If you're
Yes.
feeling bored, stressed, or anxious, you may think you're hungry when actually you're not. That's what we call emotional eating.
Yeah.
You just and just stop and think. It's like, okay, before I have that, what am I feeling right now? Right? That I'm craving this, because it's usually emotions, whether it's stress, anxiety, or
Hmm.
just like just eat out of boredom,
Right.
right? Yeah.
And yes, I mean, some people, um, you know, think, oh, okay, well, I'm not stressed or anxious. But sometimes it can be a habit that you have created somewhere in your past or even in your childhood that um, you haven't really necessarily associated anything with.
Hmm.
Um, like, for example, we had a really good memory. We were in Mexico. We had this plate of nachos and sangria, and even if, and so there's like this happiness or this really good feeling around this food, and now, I mean, one of my things is, when I think about it, I love nachos, but then sometimes they don't even taste that great. But I think it's just the memories or the emotions that they're associated with it. Being on holidays, being with your family, having fun food and sangria for the first time or whatever. but but um, but so it doesn't necessarily have to be like anxious, bored, stress, but it's the emotions that food brought along with it. And it could be anything, something from your childhood, you know
Hmm.
when you had good grades, maybe your mom would bake cupcakes or something, so now you really like cupcakes because on some level, you associate that. And
Hmm.
I think sometimes people miss that when they think, oh, I'm not stressed or anxious, but there is that other feeling to food that that we can kind of bring with us.
Hmm.
So so you know someone brings cupcakes to work, and that brings you that good feeling, and yeah, you're gonna indulge in it.
Right.
But were you hungry? Probably not. But the feelings that are associated with it made you feel good at the moment, but they may not afterwards because it wasn't it wasn't planned for you. It wasn't something that you had made room for in your day or in your meal plan, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah,
So true. That's
yeah,
a good point, Cheryl. That's so so true. Because I mean, there's psychology behind it as well, right?
right.
The feeling, the good feeling that you had when you had that meal or that dessert, with the surrounded with the people that,
Mm-hmm.
um, you were with, and like you say, rewards. Oh, you were a good girl today. I'm going to buy you, you know, a piece of cake, or I'm going to buy you
Mm-hmm.
this. So you relate that. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a good girl, so I could eat cake because I'm a good girl.
Right.
So there's lots of different, or guy, there's
Yeah.
lots of different things that are related to food.
Right. For sure. For sure. And I know we kind of got like it's a little bit deeper and than just, oh, do I really want that, but just kind of being aware of those I guess things in your life that can contribute to eating what you may not necessarily want to eat. Like if
Hmm.
I got up today and said I'm not going to have a donut, but then everybody brings donuts, it would have been so easy for me to have a donut,
Right,
right?
right.
And maybe there was feelings associated with that like,
Hmm.
oh yeah, I remember when and I may not say it out loud, and I may not even be really aware of it, but
Hmm.
it may be there. So
Yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's so many triggers for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo, good one. And
Hmm.
you touched on this too, like with when you're eating things that are high in fat, carbohydrates or sugar, um, that you can it kind of it plays. Mm,
Yeah. Y- Yeah, and I mean, protein fills you up, and like I say, your body. your body is a machine and it craves nutrients and it needs nutrients
Right.
in order to function properly.
Right.
So that's what I say. If you know, okay, have you gone in the fridge and say, oh, okay, I'm going to have, you know, cheese and crackers. Oh, I'm still not satisfied. Oh, okay, well, I'm going to have some ice cream, and you still don't feel satisfied. And okay, I'm going to have this. That's because your body isn't getting what it's
What it
craving, what
wants.
it needs, right,
Yeah.
and what it wants.
Yeah.
It's okay. I could need that, but I want this, or I need this. You
Yeah.
know, your body is saying, right. So, um, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and I know that's happened to a
Yeah.
lot of.
It's like exactly. It's like you've just eaten and now, oh, I feel like I need to eat again.
Uh,
You haven't got the nutrition, and your your hormones, as far as eating hormones, are out of
mhm,
whack because they're like,
mhm,
hey, where's the good stuff? Where's the good stuff?
mhm.
You know, like I've been hungry and then had a really big like healthy meal, and I don't even want crap. I don't want chocolate. I don't want like anything, right? But if
Is it?
you don't eat enough or you have
Yeah.
something bad, you're gonna want more of that. It's so weird.
Yes, because it's an addiction, right? The
Yeah.
sugar and that is an addiction. And now it's so funny she said that because I was just thinking the same thing. When you when you eat healthier and make healthier choices, all of a sudden, like you say, you feel full, and that you can have that cookie, but because your taste buds change, right? And you taste that, and it's like, well, that doesn't taste as good as I thought it would taste. And things taste really sweet
Oh
and
yeah.
also really salty because you're not used to that. And then you realize, wow, has this always been this salty? Because your taste buds have changed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, and like we said, drink water. So if you, what you can do is if you feel like, oh, okay, I'm hungry, but am I? You can have some water. Maybe, wait for 20 minutes or go for a walk or do something to distract yourself. And if you're still hungry, then you are like,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
don't want to deny yourself food, but you just want to make sure that number one, that you are hungry, and that what your meals are planned the best that you can, and if you want donut, you plan for the donut.
Exactly. We're not saying you could never have anything ever again because the first thing you want is everything that you couldn't have ever again.
Exactly. Like I said, okay, don't think about a donut. What are you gonna do? You're gonna think about a donut.
Yeah. Well, can you go on pause? I'm just going to go to the donut shop right now. I'll be right back.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right. So,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, you know, yeah.
Yeah. So, having said all that, some things that you can do to see if you are hungry, if it is, if you want to eat that. These are some of the things, like keeping a journal and a food journal. So it's good to have like your food, but also you want the daytime and any relative information that helps you figure out triggers. So today I had I got yelled at by my boss, and then I was going to drive to McDonald's, or like whatever it may be. um,
Mhm.
just write it down. Or
Yeah.
they brought donuts to work. I had I had three. I felt like, oh, if I'm going to miss out, or whatever it may be, write it down, because you'll get a better idea of what your triggers are, what cues, what hunger cues you're getting, that
Right.
way.
Yeah. Because it's funny. Some people, their triggers are different. Some people, it's salt or sweet. Some people, their triggers are cheese. So they don't
Hmm.
have a lot of cheese in the house, or their triggers are chocolate. So, you know, I mean, there's alternative healthy things that you can choose besides and still have your
Hmm.
sweet and
Hmm.
still be healthy. So, yeah, and it's part of like habitual. It's funny because I was talking to one girl and she says, oh, she says, I just can't help. On the way home, I always stop at McDonald's. She says, I'm hungry. I'm on the way home. I stop at McDonald's. And she goes, I don't know what to do. And I said, well, I've got a suggestion. And she said, what? And I said, take a different way home.
Hmm.
And I wasn't saying it to be like a sarcastic. It's like, because you're passing that
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
So just go around a couple of blocks and go the other way.
Yeah.
So you don't see that all because that's obviously a trigger for you, right? And
Right.
she goes,
Well,
oh,
exactly.
yeah. And she
Yeah.
goes, oh yeah. And she started doing that and it worked.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's being, like you say, Charles, it's like being aware of
Yeah.
what the triggers are, whether it's
Yeah.
emotional or
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then planning ahead. So, like you've been saying, is it's not like we're saying you can't have this or you have to resist. It just means planning ahead. So, like if like the McDonald's is on your way home, then you go a different way. So you're setting yourself up for success.
Hmm.
And if okay, well, I'm going to a birthday party, I know I'm going to have cake. That's fine. You're going to have dinner and then you're going to have dessert, so you can plan accordingly. So
Hmm.
there is no trigger because like ahead of time what you're going to do. It's
Right,
not like,
right.
oh, someone brings out, you know I don't know, you know 20 pieces of dessert and you're going to try every single one. Like, I don't know. Well, I don't think I've done that before, but
It'll be like, hey, I'm guilty
like the
too.
little ones, like the little, oh, I gotta try this. Yeah, but anyway,
Yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, we've all done that, but
Yeah,
you're just trying to do, like,
yeah, yeah,
the best way to,
yeah. Oh, you got a smorgasbord. Oh, I want to make sure I get my money's worth. So I
exactly.
eat every sweet there is.
Yeah. Yes, I know. And then usually by that time you're overly full and you're like
Yeah.
your button on your jeans is screaming
Yes.
jeans.
Help, help, help. So you can plan. So I mean, if you know you're going out for a nice dinner, or so then you eat like a little bit lighter at lunch, and you know, just eat lighter during the day because you know that you're going to be having your major calories at that time. So
Mm,
it's not that you can't have it; it's just you plan ahead for it, right?
mhm, mhm,
Yeah,
mhm. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And then the last thing on is checking in with your body. So, are you hungry? Are you, and being honest about it, right? Like, the donuts are at work. I'm not hungry. I'm being honest. So if I eat it, then I'm not doing myself any favor.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and even if I was hungry, is really that the best choice, right? But
yeah, yeah.
in the end, I mean, it's always your choice. But um, it's just really figuring out, is that something that you really want, and is it worth it to you, depending on your goals.
Hmm. Exactly. And as you get certain things out of your body, like sugar and things like that, like I say, you don't crave it as much, right?
Hmm.
But it doesn't take long if you start putting that back into your body, where your body starts craving the sugar again. So
Yeah.
you got to look at it that way too. And sometimes it's going to slow you for like 3 days if you're going into you want to do weight loss, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, so there's like I say, there's things to think about. Um, yeah, and just plan for it and have things with you. And I don't have things in my house. I don't have chips in my house. I don't, there's certain things I just don't have in my house because
Yeah.
it's just too easy just to go. Because otherwise, okay, I feel like a potato chip. Well, I'll have to get in the car, to go to the store. It's really packed. Just line up and
Yeah.
right. So I mean, it's yeah, I know. He's like, I'm tricking myself, but yeah. So I find that really really helps too. Is not to have those things in that's within your reach, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So, those are the cues, to see if you're hungry. Those are things that you can do to make sure that you stay on track and get rid of any triggers that you may have. Being aware of triggers, and then maybe some that you didn't think about, the happiness or that has come from somewhere in your life associated with food,
Hmm.
or certain types of food. So we kind of wanted to give you a roundabout, things to think about, on your health journey, whichever that may be.
Hmm.
And if you are just starting like a nutritional program, or a diet plan, or a wellness plan, and you're getting rid of some of these things like sugars, or carbohydrates, or you're cutting back, your body does take time to adjust, and you could it's going to try to tell you that you're starving. And that's kind of
Hmm.
when these things will really come into play, is to find out if you are, and then, if necessary, increase what you're eating, like the good stuff, increasing your fat or your protein if you find that you're still having that hunger. But it does take a few days for your body to adjust, just like with anything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
And
give yourself time, for sure.
yeah, and your body actually detoxes. right?
Mm-hmm.
So at first, like if you cut down on sugar or whatever, if sometimes you'll find that you don't have maybe as much energy right away. You might have headache, things like that. You might kind of just feel low, and that's because your body is releasing all those toxins. So it's like Cheryl said, it takes a few days for your body, then as you make better choices, your body actually starts to feel better, and you start to feel better, and there's suddenly you have more energy, and you can do a lot more things. It's yeah, body
Mm-hmm.
is an amazing tool.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, yeah. Anything else? I think that's our episode for today.
Yeah. So hopefully, yeah, you got some good value from, because that's what we want to do. We want to give good value to people, and um,
Yeah.
yeah,
And if you're looking for like any help on your health journey or where to start, ask us because we all have different starting points and journeys and meal plans and exercise. I mean, if you watch any of the other episodes or if this is your first one, just send info, and then we'll just kind of get an idea of where you are health wise and where you want to go and make recommendations.
yeah, and we've all been through it.
Mm-hmm.
We're all human. We've all done it. We've all been through it,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so we're here to help and give advice, and yeah, just contact either one of us, and like Cheryl says, say info, and just yeah, we're it's a safe place, and we're
Mm-hmm.
here to help and help you
Yeah,
on your journey.
exactly. And with that, I
Yes.
think we will. I think we will conclude. And thanks for joining us. We appreciate you watching. And if you watch a replay, you can always do #replay. And we look forward to seeing you next week. And I don't know the topic yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. There's always comments. Thanks for spending your time with us. Appreciate it. And yeah, and have a good evening, and or wherever you are, if it's day or whatever.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Enjoy.